Hey VC, I just want to do a response to Mikko Vinyl Corner 200 subs contest. Man, it's great. 200 subs didn't take you any time at all to get to that. Your videos are great, man, and you deserve every one. So just want to give you a big congratulations and kind of jump in here. I guess Mikko wanted us to show like our first albums we ever bought, like first record, CD, cassette. He was even saying reel to reel, 8-track, the whole nine. But it's a cool idea for a thread, and I don't know, I'm going back thinking about all this stuff, and it's like it just gets me thinking about the whole timeline of, you know, being into music and all. So I definitely pulled, you know, my first stuff, but also some other stuff that was, you know, kind of firsts, I guess you could say. Just, I don't know, I just got thinking about, you know, just big moments, I guess, for me in music, and it just kind of, those moments are as equal to, you know, the first things I ever bought. So I just kind of going to throw them in here, you know, just, I don't know, for the hell of it. So I kind of get started. I guess I got my first turntable in like 1978, and you know, I wanted one. I think I got it for my birthday, and my dad got me a turntable, and I guess he tried to grab a couple of records for me. And the two records were, the first one I don't have any longer, at least I don't think. I couldn't find it. It could be in a box somewhere, but it's Howdy Doody Time. And even then, you know, however old I was, 8, 9 years old, I was like, what the hell is Howdy Doody? You know, this is the late 70s, man. I'm watching, you know, Croft Superstars and Spider-Man cartoons. I don't know what freaking Howdy Doody is. But, you know, I think I listened to it once or something and never listened to it again. But in, with that, he also got one other record, which, you know, I had heard of the band, but I had, you know, heard some of the songs, I guess, didn't know anything about them. But that album was the Beach Boys concert. This was the first record, I guess, rock and roll record I ever owned. And I ended up really loving it. This isn't the actual one. Like I say, it might be in a box around here too. I'd have to dig and find it. But this one actually I found, I don't know, not very long ago, a couple years ago or something, and it's still sealed. Looks like a 70s pressing. But I never unsealed it because I knew this album by heart. I listened to this forever. Because when I got the turntable, you know, it was, you're a kid, you don't have any money. It was maybe a few months before I actually was able to get, you know, some records that I wanted. I think my grandmother had some records I listened to, you know, just cheesy country stuff or something, which I wasn't into, but they were records. But man, I played this Beach Boys over and over. When I pulled it out tonight, I was looking at it, I was like, I knew every song on here just by heart. So okay, I got the turntable, got the Beach Boys record, and that thing's probably worn out within a month. The next record was given to me probably, I think it was around Christmas time, and did not know this band at all, and ended up loving it. Cheap Trick and Budokan. Again, this isn't the original, but same deal. Didn't know anything about them, but ended up loving it. You know, played the hell out of it. So it's at Christmas, and the whole reason I wanted a turntable was for one band, and that was this band, you know, in elementary school. I'm going, and I didn't have any older brothers or sisters, but my friends did. So they of course influenced my friends with music and all that, because they were, you know, all older and hip and listening to what was cool. So my friends are coming in and they keep telling me about this band that wears makeup, and you know, and they're drawing me pictures. And you gotta remember, or I guess you don't remember, I'll tell you that I grew up in a very small town in central West Virginia. Basically, we had a Murphy's 5 and Dime that sold, you know, 300 records total. So, but I was explained what Kiss looked like probably a couple months before I even saw what Kiss looked like. So, and then finally, I was at some cousin's house, and I was telling them about, man, these guys at school keep telling me about this band that wears makeup and all that, and they're like, yeah, my cousins are older, and they're like, yeah, it's Kiss, man. I'm like, well, I don't know what they sound like, what they even look like, other than, you know, my friends drawing them or something. And he's like, well, come on, come in my bedroom, you know, check something out. And that's where it all started. My cousin's bedroom, listening to Kiss. And if you watch my videos and kind of see my room tour and, you know, all the crap I show, and, you know, there's thousands of albums down here, and I've been collecting forever. But it all started right here. And this is my original box from the 70s with all my original Kiss albums. These are the ones. They never get played. They stay in this box. They don't go on the shelves with anything else. These are like the grails, and it gives me chills just picking them up. So, as goofy as that is, the first album I heard and bought myself was Double Platinum. And this will probably drive this camera crazy with the shiny cover. But my cousin put this on, and I was just like, holy God, this is freaking great. Because I'd built them up so much in my head, and finally getting to hear them and everything. So I had to go buy this. And yeah, with Christmas money that year, this is what I got. And yeah, that was 78, I guess. And you know, of course, I had to get Alive 2. Because I think that year, this was, you know, the two big albums that were out. And from there, I just went back. I got everything Kiss, you know, all the albums, and they're all in here. And from that point forward, I bought, as a new one come out, I got it. You know, all the way up until, you know, like Unmasked kind of threw me a little bit. But now, you know, I enjoy the album, and I kind of lost them a little bit. And then Creatures of the, you know, the Elder, of course. Then Creatures of the Night come out, and that was incredibly great. And Lick It Up was cool, and they took the makeup off. And basically, I followed them until about Animalize, and that was kind of it for me. By then, I'd moved on. But okay, after getting Double Platinum, man, that was it. I just wanted to buy records all the time, and I was getting all the Kiss stuff. And then in like '79, yeah, we had a day where you bring a record in, and you know, you can play it. And I remember they had a couple little record players set up in the schoolroom, and you know, the girls are over here with their Sean Cassidy record or whatever it was, and whatever, and us, you know, 5 or 6 boys are in the corner, because this one boy brought in Highway to Hell, and we were all like, holy crap, what is that? It was like his older brothers, and he had, you know, got it out of the house somehow and brought it in. And we're just over there eating this up. And the teacher comes over and is like, no, made us stop playing it and take it off the turntable. And of course that was like, well, I must get that. You know, gotta have that. I couldn't find that at the time, so my next band after Kiss was AC/DC, but that album was Dirty Deeds. Loved this. And then finally found Highway to Hell. So that's like kind of up through the 70s, you know, record-wise. And let's see here, about 1980. Well, it was 1980. A couple years before that, about the same time I got a turntable, my uncle had given me a little early cassette player, you know, just like a flat square one, or no, it was like it stood up kind of tall, and you know, you had to take it out of a little leather case to open the door and all that. My uncle was like a Sears gadget guy. I mean, my aunt even told me like in the 60s he had a car that had a turntable in it. Somehow it was in the dash and flipped down. You know, you couldn't play it while you were driving, but whenever you stopped somewhere, I was like, yeah, you're full of crap, man. Like, talked to some other people in the family, like, yeah, he had a turntable in his car. But anyways, he gave me the cassette deck. And I just had some blanks, and, you know, I would record, put a little microphone in front of the speaker and record my Kiss albums on a cassette and sound like shit. But around 1980, I was hanging out with this kid, you know, we're out playing or whatever, and he had some cassettes, and I really dug them. I'd never heard the bands, and I pulled off my first trade. I traded a pack of firecrackers for each cassette, so 2 packs of firecrackers, 2 cassettes. Those cassettes I don't have any longer, but the cassettes were Speedwagon, High Fidelity, and same deal. I knew this album front to back. I used to sit down and write out the lyrics and all that. And the other one, which is still one of my favorite live albums, and Tube just showed this the other day, Eagles Live, just great live album, double live. Got the poster, but those were my first cassettes. So that's like 1980, and by then I was into Kiss and AC/DC, and then this album came out, and I bought this. It was just like, holy crap, this was amazing. And I still remember growing up in that small town, sitting on my grandmother's front porch, and my mom had went to my aunt's or something, so I'm there, and I drug my grandmother's little record player turntable thing onto the front porch so I could crank Highway to Hell just at full volume on the front porch. I don't know what the neighbors thought, but I knew my mom wasn't happy when she got back. So it's like 1980. 1982 comes around, and I met with my father at one of his friends' house who had a son about 5 years older than me. Same deal as the Kiss thing, you know, we're talking about music, and he goes, oh, let's go up in my room, I got some records. So we go up, and he whips out 2 albums on me that just like, you know, kind of blew the door open. And that was the first one he pulled out, you know, just like the cover blew my mind. Judas Priest, Scream for Vengeance. Loved that. And he pulled out British Steel. So that was kind of it, man. It was 80s metal from then on. And, you know, it was all the MTV stuff. Then, like 85 or so, I met another friend, and he was into all the underground stuff, like Metallica and Lizzie Borden, and you know, all the Metal Blade stuff. And then I got more into the underground stuff. In about 86, I got my first CD player. Had an uncle that owned a Radio Shack, so everything I got was always realistic. My first turntable was realistic. First CD player was realistic. First VCR top load about 1982, 83 was realistic. But I got the CD player for Christmas, and in '86, man, there wasn't a lot of places really, you know, selling CDs, and if they were, it was a very small amount, and they were expensive, you know. But first CD I ever bought, and I do still have, but it's in a box up on a shelf, so I didn't dig it out, is Robert Cray, Strong Persuader. And I had heard, you know, I may even saw a video or something for this, and after I got the CD player, wanted to go get a CD, of course, and went to a little Kmart, and they may have had 50 CDs, and this was the closest thing I could find to something I really dug, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and still love this album. So that was my first CD, and I never really had 8-tracks. I have a couple Kiss 8-tracks that I actually got, you know, like around 80, and that's about it for those. But alright, I guess that's it. I'll kind of stop here. You know, I mean, kind of wanted to keep going and talk about some of the other, you know, big firsts, but I don't know, maybe make a video of that stuff later or something. You know, I think all of us, as we collect, we hit certain areas or certain times when we meet somebody who turns us on to new stuff, or we find new stuff, and we kind of take a different direction in what we're collecting or what we're listening to. And this thread just kind of made me think of that, and I could definitely keep on going. Like, the late 80s was a big change for me, you know, when the hair metal thing and the thrash thing and everything just got oversaturated and too crazy. And, you know, started looking at punk and grunge before grunge became alternative or whatever in the 90s. But like I said, I'll stop there, and congratulations, Mikko, man. You know, it's great, 200 subs, and I'm sure it won't be any time you'll have 300. So, alright, thanks for watching.